I hate to say it. It pains me to say it because I don't watch a lot of shows. I just leave on ghost story shows all day, like Paranormal Survivor, My Ghost Story, Ghost Adventures. But I started House of Dragon this week, and I think it's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to say that. Also, Team Allison. Just want everyone to be aware. Because
Are you being serious when you say that? Or
I am being serious because my characteristics resemble Allison a lot more than Rhaenyra. So I'm self-inserting. I just see myself as more of an Allison.
Okay, if you were a knight and you had to kneel to one side, who would you kneel for, Rhaenyra or Allison?
Well, I think I would have to kneel to. Listen, put it this way: I don't think Allison is right in saying that Aegon is meant to be king. Rhaenyra has the legitimate claim to the throne from what her father said. It's like, oh, but he was in a semi-lucid, poppy-addled state before passing out in his bed.
Knocking on fucking death's door. It's like, okay, cool, thanks.
Muttering about some prophetic dream that may or may not have been true, which now means that, oh, my son should be king. No, I don't think Allison's right about what she's doing, but I respect her character a lot because she's been more consistent. Rhaenyra's just been all over the place, and now that she's an adult with her kids, she's the mature one, when Allison gave her entire life to what she believed was right from the very beginning.
Yeah, but that's on her. She made the conscious choice to follow her dad and seduce the king and make the king choose her as new wife.
Not her choice to seduce the kings. Her dad instilled into her and said, "You must do this," and then she just went and she gave him the little stone carvings.
She could have had a choice to not do that.
Yeah. Look, I didn't mean for it to be a discussion between the two. All I'm saying is that I enjoy it, and you know what else I'll say? You know what? The entire show, to me, of Game of Thrones was stupid and I wouldn't say unwatchable, but just a little more unserious to me.
That's true.
After Jon Snow came back to life. So House of Dragons is already better at Game of Thrones at any point after Jon Snow came back to life. 100%. And as it goes on longer, we'll see if a season 3 comes around and can hold up with the quality. It might be able to rival the entire show of Game of Thrones. I like that it's concentrated. I like that there's less characters. Story's tighter. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was trying to think of like really dumb fucking moments in Game of Thrones, like before even season 8 happened. And I'm trying to think, dude, why the literal fuck did Littlefinger give Sansa to Ramsay? That's retarded. Like, what was that? We're supposed to believe he just did that. He's in love with her, but he gives her to some fucking rapist dude. Like,
yeah,
what?
She's too valuable of an asset even in the first place. And then they ruined Stannis Baratheon's entire story. And look, I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy. It's not medieval fantasy isn't my forte. I didn't read Lord of the Rings. I didn't read Game of Thrones. I don't care that much. So maybe I'm saying like sacrilegious stuff. But it seems like Stannis Baratheon's entire arc was super anticlimactic. And what the woman at one point in an early season makes a blood ghost that kills a gay guy, and that's it. We don't use the blood gay guy killing ghost ever again. We're done. We're done with that. We can't use that again.
You know why? Because I saw an interview with D&D, the two guys that made Game of Thrones, and they hate Stannis, dude. They hate him with a passion. It's like, dude,
Kendrick, I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he breathes.
Of all the people that hate him, really, Stannis? He's trying to do good? Like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, dude, take a character with like a noble driven cause. This guy sucks, actually.
Yeah, like show with like literal pedophiles, but we hate Stannis for some reason, okay? Like, what the
So I just wanted to point out, I'm enjoying the show. I think it's good, and I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan. And there are so many. I just want everyone to remember how many wasted appendage storylines there were. Oh, she's at the many-faced god Bravos Island that never even reaches a conclusion and gets stabbed and falls. What is that?
Little girl, I will teach you how to become no one. Doesn't become no one. Okay, thanks, bitch. Like, she. That's how they start her arc, and then she finishes her arc by saying, "I'm not no one. I'm Arya Stark." It's like, oh, So you just learned nothing. Cool. Okay.
But then also gets to use all the advantages from that training later on,
Okay.
even though she wasn't committed to the cause.
So really, it seems like you guys, the faces, might have no sauce, really.
Mm-hmm. If that show didn't have the Red Wedding episode, which was big enough to be a cultural moment and something that usually television shows like that would shy away from, what would even be memorable about it? That's the most memorable part of the entire show. If it didn't have the Red Wedding, I wouldn't even know what we would still be talking
Looking
about.
back,
Tyrion said something smart and had sex with a prostitute. Ooh, like, what are you talking about?
Looking back, can you admit that Arya killing the Night King was fucking stupid?
No, I still like that. I didn't expect it, and I liked the scene, so I'm sorry.
I don't mind her killing him, but just the way that they did the whole battle with the Night King, it's just so bad, dude. Holy shit.
So I'm supposed to take a show seriously where the entirety of the Dothraki army is taken out in 30 seconds.
15 seconds, literally.
But when all those same people, quote unquote zombies, who knows, end up being near the most important characters in the show, they just form like ant hills around them and don't kill them. I'm supposed to believe. I'm like, that whole episode I said, who's the fat guy, Sam Tarley or something, if his fat ass isn't on a fucking zombie pike being paraded around in front of the Night King by the end of this episode, I can't take it seriously anymore. I didn't take the show seriously anymore by that point, but there's just so much stupid stuff, and House of Dragon just seems more composed, and it seems like it's just more of like a focused story, and there's no needless side plots. There's no like,
dude, the funniest thing at the
annoying
end is like, do you remember when when you're like, well, who do you think should be king now? And then Bran was like, why do you think I'm here? It'd be funny if like everyone just turned to him and like, nobody's even looking at you, little bro. Like, just sit out of this. Like,
why do you think I'm here? Who has a better story than Bran? Like, everyone that's talking right
like,
now. So.
Security, who let this guy in?
I know, and when the Pedro Pascal guy gets his eyes gouged out, those are like that and the Red Wedding are the only like few like, oh wow, this show is really, you know, shocking and like making unexpected turns. So
and then just no one dies after that for some reason. Just everyone just gets plot armor. Cool.
Yeah, they got too scared. So, but I'm excited to see where it goes next. And yes, we're on Team Allison for now, but we'll see how things shake out over time.